Okay, I believe I've got Miss Michelle Davis Balfour with me now. Miss Balfour, are you there?
Yes.
Miss Balfour, thank you for being with us. I
No,
know,
thank you.
yes, ma'am, I know that your son is not named an official suspect in these murders as of tonight. He is a person of interest. Could you tell me, was he still romantically involved with the sister, Julia?
Was he with her?
Yes. Were they still together?
Yes, they were. Julia's birthday was just last week, and she had invited my son to have a slice of cake with her. People don't understand what's going on. My son loved her. She loved him.
Well, doesn't he have another girlfriend?
That's his wife.
Okay,
Re-
hold on.
regardless to regardless to whatever anyone says, my son still loved Julia.
Okay, but he did have a
He loved.
girlfriend.
He, she had a boyfriend.
Okay, I understood. So they still, according to you, had loving feelings toward each other, but were
Or
broken up. They were broken up,
who's if they were just together Thursday, right?
right?
How were they broken up?
Well, I mean, if one has a girlfriend and one has a boyfriend, apparently they're not living together.
But they because you know why so many people was in their business. They didn't have no privacy, no privacy at all.
Now, the little boy Julian, that's not your son's biological son, is it?
My son was incarcerated in 1996.
Right. Okay, so the answer
Okay,
would be no.
listen to what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
He was only 16 years old. William had stolen a car in 1996. He pled guilty. He served 9 years in Canton, Illinois. That's where me, his sister, and his godmother went and picked him up May the 5th, 2006. Okay. William was 16 at the time. No, he has never had a gun. No, he has never been bodily harmed to no one. No, he has never been the type of kid that you could say was a violent type.
Now, Miss Balfour, now hold on just a moment. I'm not saying that your son is a suspect in these murders. I'm not saying that. Police have not said that. But when you say he stole a car in 96, wasn't there a person on the car at that time? It was a car jack, and he pled guilty to attempted murder.
Let me tell you about that. My son was still in the man's car, right? The man saw my son starting his car. He ran outside, jumped on top of his own vehicle. This is why they said vehicle hijacking, because my son the man jumped on top of the car while my son was still in it, right? He stuck his hand inside the driver's side and started choking my son.
With me right now, the mother of the person of interest, that would be William Balfour. With me, Michelle Davis Balfour, who says her son is not involved. Miss Balfour, thank you for being with us. I'd like to hear your side of the story. What is his alibi for that evening?
Okay, let me explain this to you. Number
Okay.
one, my condolences go out to the Hudson family, especially my daughter-in-law, Julia. No means did my son do this. The police,
Yes.
had my son. They did not arrest my son. Let me correct that lie. That was
Okay.
the story. My son turned himself in. The police did not apprehend him. Okay, that was a lie.
So him being picked up for possession of a weapon is not true?
But that's a lie too.
So he did not
Well,
have a weapon?
No, ma'am. No.
Okay.
No, that's a violation of his parole. Let me explain something to you. They're not telling you guys everything. Jason was selling drugs out of the house. Okay.
Are you talking about Jennifer Hudson's brother?
Yes.
Well, hold on. Before we get to him, what is your son's alibi for the time of the
My
shooting?
son's alibi was with one of his girlfriends. Okay, one of the girls that he's dating. They are Julia and William were separated, but they were still together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They wasn't gonna. William was not raised to disrespect no one, so he left the home. He wasn't kicked out. He wasn't put out. Julia wanted William back. If Julia felt that William was a threat, don't you think she would have put a restraining order on him?
Well, according to sources,
Yes or
they
no?
had
Yes or no?
No, I don't know that she would have done that. No, I don't know their situation at all.
I'm just saying, if you feel that a person is threatening your family, would you want them?
Well,
around
frankly,
your
Miss
family?
Balfour, women all across this country are afraid of men, and they don't get a temporary restraining
Do
order.
that family
So
look
I don't
like
know
they're
what they
afraid?
would do.
Do
But
that family look like they're afraid?
I don't know. You
Okay,
tell me.
okay.
You tell me.
No,
Was she
they're
afraid?
not afraid
Had
of
they
him.
had disputes in the past? Had they had an argument in the past?
No.
Then why did they break up?
Why did they break up?
Yes.
Because William wanted them to move out into their
Okay.
own apartment.
You said that Jennifer Hudson's brother was selling drugs, but isn't it
Yes.
true that your son was picked up on drugs this past June?
Wait a minute. Let me correct you on that one.
Okay.
too.
Correct
So
me.
You all would stop saying that one.
Okay, tell me.
William went over there. He was not living with Julia at the time, right? William went by the house to see Julia. When he came out, there was some shooting over there in the Inglewood area. So the police automatically pulled William over. William stepped out of the car. When the police went back over to the car, they searched the car and they found some drugs in the car. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. They arrested my son and pounded his car. Okay? They had no probable cause for searching that car. That's why the charges were dropped. William said the police put the drugs in there. I told him it wasn't the police. It was Julia.
So you believe that
this
Julia...
was her way of... Yes, I told my son it was Julia that did this because she was upset because William had started dating another girl. So it's always two sides of the story. Don't make it seem like my son is the one that was stalking her. He went on with his life. You understand? He went on with his life.
Well,
He
actually, nobody has said stalking. You're the first person that said that. Why would you even bring that up?
They said, why did I bring that up? Because that's the way you all are painting him, portraying my son as being the worst scum of the earth.
No, actually, I've got you on tonight to give your
you
side.
You all are not saying that my son was employed from the
Is
time
he
he got
good?
out
Tell
of,
me
out of-
about that.
out
Where
of
was
jail.
he employed?
Cozy on Jackson, Michigan and Jackson, downtown in Chicago. My son had been employed there since he gotten out of jail. You all have put my son's face on worldwide news like he's the killer of the hunt. You all not saying that my son obtained his GED while he was in the correctional facility. You all are not saying that my son took up horticulture while he was there. William is a very smart and intelligent young man. Why didn't they charge him? If they say he violated his parole, right? Why his parole officer is not terminated from his job? Why? Ask the Chicago Police Department. Why haven't they not terminated?
Miss Balfour, you're asking me a lot of questions that nobody knows the answer
This is
to.
what everybody needs
No,
to
no,
know.
no, no, no. Not everybody. That has not been said on this show. So, ma'am, you need to get your facts straight because that has not been said on this
I didn't say
show.
it was. I'm not
You
saying
said
it was
everybody.
said on this.
I'm not
No,
everybody.
I'm just in general saying to the public.
Yeah, well, let's
Okay.
just get that straight. And I want to get something
Okay.
else straight about his alibi. You said he was with his girlfriend. What girlfriend?
Well, William has two girlfriends. And I
Well,
know
which
of.
one?
I know my oldest son, which is Raymond, his brother, had told me he was with Diana that night, and he was with Tate in the morning. Now, that's what he had told me. My son told me this, okay? Now, if William did, let me explain this to you, because I did get kind of hostile. If William did do this, right, No, in no means am I going to sugarcoat it and say my son didn't do it. I know my son didn't do this.
With me right now, a special guest joining us exclusively, Michelle Davis Balfour. She is the mother of the person of interest in the Hudson shooting. American Idol turned Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson learns her family gunned down their Chicago home. Back to Miss Balfour. Miss Balfour, you were saying your son's alibi is his girlfriend Diana?
He had, like I said, it's Diana and this young lady named Tay that I had met back in June when William had went to jail for possession of a controlled substance. He didn't slip through the cracks. His parole officer knew that he was in jail. He knew. So that don't say that anymore. The parole officer knew that William was.
So, but he was still picked up on cocaine. You're not saying he didn't have it in his car, are you?
It was in his car, but it wasn't in his pockets or on his personal body. That's what I'm saying.